G?
Man, I was on the car this morning. I was dropping my wife off to work. And as I sit and listen to one of the local radio shows that I listen to, they happened to have a school administrator on. And he talked about the reasoning behind the runaway no vote for NIL in Ohio. Now, there's a lot of things that you can tell me as an administrator. There's a lot of things that you can tell me about why it doesn't work and why you're trying to protect people and how that's what you need to do. But I'm here to tell everybody, I need to remind people that we are guests in the arena of athletics. For far too long, people like me, I used to be a former athlete, I get paid to tell an opinion about people playing the sport. Administrators in schools, athletic directors, you make a living, you feed your family from what people do on a field. For far too long, we've talked about, well, it's the children. I'm in it for to teach young men and then have them. No, listen. For far too long, you've been in it to hold young men back. At the end of the day, your job is to do what you came to do, and that's to further the lives and better the lives of student athletes. We all get paid off the game. We need to stop pretending that I'm in this game because I want to see kids do well. If the high school coach is making $80,000, the athletic director is making $100,000, then you go up and everybody else is making millions of dollars. At the end of the day, your job as a guest in this game is to further the lives of student athletes. And if that means putting money in their pockets so that they can eat during a pandemic when guess what? School isn't in, that's what you should allow. Your job is not to sit back and think about all the ways things can go right. Your job is to come up with rules to make it right, not wrong. And at the end of the day, remember what you're here for, and we'll remember what you're here as. You are a guest. You don't play. You don't score any baskets. We all earn a living off the backs of athletes, and we need to respect that as guests.
I like that.
Yeah, it was controversial. I think a lot of people thought it was going to pass.
Yeah, I kind of thought so too.
It's going to go to the courts where all the legal experts tell me it will be passed.
Right.
I think the reason it didn't, from talking to a lot of folks yesterday on this, there's no infrastructure. And deals would have been able to have been cut today, and all 817 OHSAA schools would have had to have a compliance officer on staff for the NIL.
And that's why I think they
Most
sabotaged it.
Well, they sabotaged it by putting that language in
Yes.
it.
Yes.
These schools are looking around going, we don't even know what NIL is.
Right.
Many of our schools don't even have athletic directors. And you want us to now have an NIL officer? We ain't ready for that yet. So it's coming. May have been ahead of its time, but Ohio is the first state that voted it down. Of the 9 that have it, they were all passed through on the first try.